engage yourself as a follower, what is to be embraced, and engage yourself in critical reflection and self-assessment for to develop active followership and paving the way to become a leader. That is the final objective of an active follower. The behaviors you decide to embody as a follower are consequential to both your organization and your career. Think about your first interactions with leadership and how those experiences shaped your followership style and behavior to be either passive or active. I encourage you to embrace the idea that we are all followers and explore the impact the follower's role has on yourself, leadership, and your organization, and engage in critical reflection and self assessment to further develop active followership. By doing so, you can increase influence, be seen as a trusted partner, and set yourself up to advance to future leadership roles that value followership and leverage a team of followers. One element of leadership that is rarely talked about is followers. It is tough to lead without them. An organization cannot be run, it cannot travel into the zone of a profits with all comfort without the support of able and full bodied and constructively minded followers. This is now, we are not talking about the millions of followers following influencers, but in the followership of displayed a high performing teams. And it may surprise you to discover that many of the qualities of good followership are the same as those required for a leadership. Here we are comparing the same traits, the same skills which a leader requires. An able follower also requires those skills on the same plane and length. In its most basic form, followership describes the behavior of subordinates, the leader's team members. In the same way that effective leadership is less about command and control and more about support and deliverables, effective followership is less about following instructions and more about making valuable contribution. One of history's most famous followers was Thomas Jefferson, now considered one of the founding fathers of the United States. He initially was a junior member of the committee that wrote the Declaration of Independence. He was assigned the task of writing the historical document by John Adams and Benjamin Franklin. It was until 8 years after the Declaration of Independence was signed that his role was never revealed. There are two particularly interesting things about Thomas Jefferson as a follower. Firstly, he thought that John Adams should be the one to write the declaration. But Adams exemplified the leadership follower exchange by insisting that Jefferson was the best person for the job. Secondly, Jefferson went on to become the third president of the United States of America, one of the most senior leadership role in the world. Characteristics of effective followership. There is a great deal of crossover between leadership skills and the skills required for a good followership. Five of the most important are commitment, communication, collaboration, credibility, and competence. Commitment. Effective leaders display high levels of commitment to themselves and to others, so their organization, to the truth, and to leadership itself. Co-founders make several contributions and commitment in practice. Obviously, there are people who are committed to the success whenever there is a startup which are listed in the several broader platforms after getting success. Communication. Warren Buffett is known for telling business graduates that their qualifications will only get them so far in their career. Real success depends upon effective communication skills in both leadership and followership. This often means listening more and speaking less. By listening attentively, followers can better support their co-workers in achieving strategic goals. Likewise, with leaders after listening effectively, followers can offer generous and honest feedback that improves both leadership and organizational outcomes. Collaboration. While it is possible to be a leader with only one follower, it is more common to lead a team. That is because even with only one follower, effective leadership and real followership will inspire more followers to join. The first follower helps to highlight the leadership skills of the leader. He will communicate to several people. Then, as they discuss them, their colleagues and networks, they attract more followers. This is the principle of the first follower, made famous by Derek Sivers, and a very entertaining video from a music festival that perfectly portrays this idea. While team building is an organization is built but different from the snowball effect of a daggy dance off. Credibility. Credibility is one important, great salient feature of an able follower and an active follower. One should develop that credibility to the lived experience. While the friends had credibility, develop credibility, get credibility, image of a credibility from your leader and your colleagues, then you will be an active follower and participate in the decision making, and you will carve out yourself for a future leadership by organizing and attending several such important credible talks of discussion, planning, expansion, and several other important features of running an organization. Credibility is about walking the talk, ensuring your actions align with your words. As a leader, there is no point telling team members to work towards the organization strategy if you are not willing to do the same. As a follower, there is no point in agreeing with the leader and then doing something completely different when you are out of earshot. This is where the commitment and the dedication to the work is important, not only for the leader but also to the follower. The real final feature is that ability, that competence which an active follower has to develop in himself. The best leaders are those on the path to mastery. Once again, I read this. The best leaders are those on the path to mastery. They excel in self reflection to identify their weaknesses. Then they take action to address these weaknesses through personal development. Competence is a leadership skill acquired through education, experience, and a little bit of humility. Once again, I read because this is the crux for a leader. Competence is a leadership skill acquired through education, experience, and a little bit of humility. This little bit of humility in your approach to your team members or even with your superior leaders or senior workers will help you to build up credibility, and your competency will be reflecting in your words and deeds, which will bring an image for you in the organization for your future career. Competence in followership is equally essential. Once you achieve competence in your role, you will find that you have more time to develop more innovative solutions and to support leaders and other team members. You can increase your competence as both a leader and a follower with mastery over the skill and ability. In addition to identifying and analyzing key leadership challenges in your workplace, you will build your skills and competence to deliver positive change, whatever role you are in. Once again, I say, whatever role you are in, you have to develop by dedication and skilling yourself, upgrading yourself, developing yourself in every stage of expansion of the organization. And whenever there is an essentiality of changes, you must project himself that you are highly competent with ability and you have a flexibility to change your vision and commitment to the mission of the organization. That follower, that active, that effective followership will make you a future leader in the organization, occupy the commanding heights in an organization. Thank you.